You know what's crazy? Most people think they have a spending problem when really they have a feeling problem. You should save money. You understand compound interest. You've read the books, watched the videos, made the budget, but then Friday night hits, or you have a bad day at work, or you see something on Instagram, and suddenly you're spending money you said you wouldn't spend. And it's not because you're bad with money, it's not because you're irresponsible, it's because spending money solves an emotional problem in the moment, and your brain has learned that this solution works fast. My name is Chris, and I've spent years studying the psychology behind financial decisions. And what I've discovered is that chronic spending isn't a money problem, it's a regulation problem. And until you understand what emotions you're actually trying to manage when you spend, you'll never break the cycle. But by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why your brain reaches for spending as a solution, what you're really trying to fix, and how to meet those needs without destroying your financial future. Let's start with the core issue. Spending money creates immediate emotional relief. When you're stressed, buying something gives you a sense of control. When you're bored, shopping gives you stimulation. When you're feeling inadequate, purchasing something new gives you a temporary boost of status or confidence. And when you're lonely or disconnected, buying something creates a moment of connection, whether it's with the retail worker, the online shopping experience, or just the fantasy of the life you'll have with this new thing. Your brain isn't stupid. It's learned that spending equals feeling better, at least temporarily, and once that pattern is established, it becomes automatic. Bad day at work? Your brain suggests retail therapy before you even consciously decide anything. Feeling left out of your friend group's lifestyle? Your brain starts scanning for purchases that will close that gap. Here's where it gets really insidious. Modern consumer culture is specifically designed to exploit your emotional vulnerabilities. Advertising isn't trying to sell you products, it's selling you solutions to emotional problems. Luxury car commercials aren't about transportation, they're about status and respect. Clothing ads aren't about fabric, they're about confidence and belonging. Vacation packages aren't about location, they're about escape and happiness. And the entire system is built to make you believe that the way to fix how you feel is to buy something. Feel inadequate? Buy this and you'll be confident. Feel boring? Buy this experience and you'll be interesting. Feel anxious about the future? Buy this insurance, this security system, this premium subscription that promises peace of mind. The message is constant and relentless. Your emotional problems have purchasing solutions, and social media has made this exponentially worse. You're not just seeing advertisements anymore, you're seeing a carefully curated highlight reel of everyone else's life. And your brain interprets that as evidence that everyone else has figured out how to be happy, successful, and fulfilled. And it looks like they did it by buying the right things. Your friend posts vacation photos and suddenly you feel like you need a vacation. An influencer shows off their apartment and suddenly your place feels inadequate. Someone shares their new car, new gadget, new outfit, and your brain immediately starts cataloging what you're missing. And the emotional discomfort of comparison drives you straight to spending as a solution. But here's the fundamental problem. Spending doesn't actually solve the emotional issues, it just delays them. When you're stressed and you buy something, you feel better for maybe an hour, maybe a day, but then the stress comes back because you didn't actually address the underlying problem. Except now you also have less money, which creates new stress. When you're feeling inadequate and you buy something to boost your confidence, it works temporarily. But your actual self-worth didn't change. So the inadequacy returns, and now you need another purchase to feel okay again. You're stuck in a cycle where spending is both the solution and the problem. It provides relief and creates guilt. It makes you feel better and worse simultaneously. And that contradiction keeps you trapped. So how do you break this? The first step is recognizing what emotion you're actually trying to manage when you reach for your wallet. Next time you feel the urge to buy something you didn't plan for, stop and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Not what do I want to buy? What am I feeling? Are you stressed, bored, anxious, inadequate, lonely, excited, and trying to extend the feeling? Once you identify the emotion, you can start asking whether spending actually solves it or just postpones it. And more importantly, you can start developing alternative ways to meet that emotional need. If you're spending because you're stressed, what you actually need is stress relief. That might mean exercise, meditation, talking to a friend, or just taking a break. If you're spending because you're bored, what you need is engagement and stimulation. That might mean a hobby, a project, learning something new, or connecting with people. Yes, if you're spending because you feel inadequate, what you need is genuine self-worth, which comes from accomplishment, contribution, and relationships, not possessions. And if you're spending because you're lonely, what you need is actual human connection, not the simulated connection of a transaction. Here's a practical framework. Before any non-essential purchase, implement a 48-hour waiting period. When you want to buy something, write down what it is and what you're feeling in that moment. Then wait 48 hours if you still want it after 2 days, and you can explain why it genuinely adds value to your life beyond just making you feel better temporarily, then consider it. But most of the time, the urge will pass because it was never really about the thing. It was about the feeling. And once you've addressed or processed the feeling, the need to buy disappears. Another powerful technique: redirect the spending impulse into a savings action. When you feel the urge to spend instead of buying something, transfer that amount into a savings account. You still get to take action, you still get to do something, but instead of depleting your resources, you're building them. And over time, watching that savings account grow becomes its own source of emotional satisfaction, one that's actually sustainable. And finally, you have to address the root cause. Like, if you're chronically stressed, you need to change what's causing the stress, not just manage the symptoms with spending. If you're constantly feeling inadequate, you need to work on your self-worth and maybe limit your social media consumption. If you're lonely, you need to invest in real relationships. Spending is a band-aid on problems that need actual solutions. And the longer you use the band-aid, the worse the underlying problem gets. Look, here's the bottom line. You don't have a spending problem. You have emotional needs that you've learned to meet through spending. And until you find better ways to meet those needs, no budget, no app, no financial advice is gonna stick. But once you understand what you're really trying to fix when you spend, once you develop alternative ways to meet those needs, the compulsion to spend loses its power. You're not white knuckling through deprivation anymore. So you're just not interested in the fake solution because you've found real ones, and that changes everything. If this video helped you understand what's really driving your spending and how to address it at the root level, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to understand why those annual raises aren't actually moving you forward, check out How Small Raises Quietly Keep You Financially Stuck. I'll see you in the next one.